So I'm putting my living room together, doing stuff. And I thought about the books that I was putting away. Here's one. If you haven't read this, you really should, okay? Anywho, there's a chapter in this book, I believe it's chapter 2. I just found an extra bookmark and I was just putting it somewhere. I read just about all this book probably a couple times, skimmed back over it. But anywho, I was looking for a place to put my cursor, and I just put it right here on why I teach financial literacy. And the basis of that book, where it starts off, is talking about it's not how much you make, it's how much you can keep. So I was explaining to my daughter that a person that makes, say you make $40,000 a year, that's the number I picked, right? Are you listening, or are you gonna get up?
Get up.
Anyway, person that makes $40,000 a year that doesn't have any like large bills, because we're usually gonna have some type of regular utilities or something to pay most of the time. Just kind of depends on where you live in the world, as far as how much that's really gonna cost you. But let's say you don't have but a couple $100 worth of stuff to pay for every month, and you're making $3,333 a month, which is basically what a person that makes $40,000 a year makes before taxes. Okay, so let's say after taxes they're getting about close to $3,000. Okay, fair. So let's say they're getting $2,900 or right at $3,000. Let's just say. All right, so a person that's making $40,000 a year that doesn't have a car note, that doesn't have a house note or mortgage, which is a promissory note, follow me here, they actually are living better, or can be living better, than a person that makes double what they make, that has all those bills. Okay, because if you're making, let's say you're making $80,000 a year, I think that's pretty good, right? But then you have, let's say your mortgage is $2,000 a month. Well, that's $24,000 a year, right? So what's 80 minus 24?
80 minus 24.
So we know 80 minus 20 is already 60.
Yeah.
Deduct 4,000 more. $56,000, okay? $56,000 that they now have at their disposal, okay? But then, now you got, let's say they got a car note. Let's say their car note is, most people's car note is around $500 a month. Some people's a little less, you know, some can be more actually, depending on what you're driving. So let's say their car note is $500 a month, right? Pretty fair, pretty average. $500 a month, how much is that in 12 months? $500 times what? 5, right. So what's 5 times 12? 5 times 12 is?
50,000? Wait, not 50,000.
5 times 12. Because 5 times 10 is 50. So what's 5 times 12?
5,000?
5 times 10 is 50. What's 5 times 12? Really? 60, girl.
60,000.
Oh my God. So 60, right? So if their car note is $500, that means that 500 times 12, that's $6,000 a year that they pay for their car. We're not including what the insurance is or anything, because I'm quite sure the insurance is not like $5. It's gonna be one something, you know, maybe even more than that, depending on their driving record. But we're not even thinking about that part of the equation. We're just talking about those two largest bills. I'm trying to figure out why this is even on. Okay. So, 6,000. Okay. So we already busted down to 54, right? After they pay for where they live, we already busted down to 56,000. Okay. So now, minus where they live, minus their car note, right? Now, what's 56 take away 6? 50, right?
Right.
So a person that just made $8,000 in a year because of them having to pay for their mortgage and for a car note, never mind the other bills that are surrounding those things. Now they done bust their stuff down and they really only seeing 50,000, and they not seeing that because we got what? Taxes.
Yeah.
Then you have what their insurance is, what the upkeep of different things in their home or their life or whatever it is. Those are all extra external things that, of course, a financial advisor will be able to help you really factor out, like exactly what you're paying for what, right? But at the end of the day, this person that's working hard and making $80,000 a year, whatever, if they have those major bills, they still not keeping a lot of that money. Now, if they got making $80,000 a year and they don't have a house note, they don't have a car note, which are the two largest expenses that most people are going to spend their money on a month-to-month or year-to-year basis, it's a no-brainer. Who's really living the life? Who's really living the dream? Because if I don't have a house payment, if I don't have a car payment, and I'm making a few thousand a month, I can go on a trip every month, right? I can just pick a weekend a couple times a month and listen. You might go here and afford to do it and still be able to come home and afford my life. So essentially, that's why it's not about how much you make, it's how much you can keep. Because if you make $1 million and you got $1 million worth of bills, this is why people that are real rich ball players and actors and actresses, people who hit the lottery, stuff like that. This is why people go broke, because they go get a whole bunch of stuff that costs a whole bunch of money to maintain, and don't let it be like they didn't buy the house outright. Now you got this house payment. Or let's say they bought the house outright, but forgetting that, now you got a luxury tax that you got to put on stuff. And people don't think about these types of things. It's all about how much you can keep. I would say best advice I can give to you or anyone is to pay stuff off quick, ASAP. Whatever that it is that's big, pay it off quick. And don't run out and, I got credit, I can go get another one now. Nope. Don't do it. It's trap. Because that's what's going to keep you having to pay out the money that you're making to someone else instead of being able to enjoy the money that you're making. It's cool if you're spending it on something that you're investing it on. It's going to make you some more money, something like that. Of course, you're going to spend money on the things that you really, really want. That's cool, because how else you going to enjoy your life? But to constantly have to spend money out on something that you're essentially renting because you don't own it yet is asinine. Okay? It's not about what you make. It's about how much you can keep. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Toodles. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Me and my daughter will be back with different gems. Stuff that we thought that was common sense that's not always so common and everybody wasn't taught or doesn't know. It's really important. Please leave a comment in the comments if you have a comment. I know my hair is jacked up. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Make sure you check out everything I do. Go to the links.
I'm celebrating Quill's birthday Monday.
Bye, y'all.